Welcome back to my channel. This is a reading for Scorpio, and this will be for the month of March 2023, just en route. So just doing a quick read just for the general energies of this month. So it's not predictions, and certainly everything that is anything around energy for tarot is malleable. You can always move it around and certainly work with what you've got. So anyway, just want to let you know roughly what is coming in here. And again, some of you might be a little further along in the journey here, already going through some of this energy. You're all making different decisions, different dates, so the timelines are different. So what I've got here, first off, is and again for March 2023 for Scorpio, is we've got Ace of Wands, we've got Page of Pentacles, we've got the Fool, we've got High Priestess, and then over here, I've just pulled a few cards that just sort of relate in around sort of the emotional side of things for you. Two of Swords, Strength, and Six of Swords. So clarifiers out for High Priest. And again, High Priestess, this is just general energy with the Hermit, the Fool, as well as the Chariot clarifying. And then the Three of Pentacles clarifying to the Page of Pentacles. Ace of Wands clarified by the Six of Pentacles. So you're all about the money this month is what I would say. Definitely focused on your finances, your stability, and it looks like you are raring to go with some kind of new idea this month. So you're ready to kind of jump in, and it looks like it's something that you have already in existence, like it's something that's already been happening for you. I don't feel like it's anything completely different than what you are used to. I think this is possibly a business or something that you've done before, but you're turning it into some new aspect. There's some new, you're advancing it in some way. I mean, that's what the Fool is in itself, but this is not just the Fool, this is the Fool 2.0. So this particular deck does read some of the cards a little differently. So I mean, I'll kind of get into that as well. And then we've got the High Priestess. So it feels like you're a little on the down low as far as what's being discussed. I don't feel like you're overly communicative about what it is you're trying to bring forward here. Definitely feels like a very successful plan though further out, and you are still at the beginning stages of it, but it does look like you're going to have to involve other people to kind of make this work, whatever this is. So it's not a sole venture. There is definitely a lot of kind of back and forth, possibly even money coming in through someone else, with the Six of Pentacles that's required, and with the Three of Pentacles and able to upgrade it to something. There could be something in around study here as well for Page of Pentacles, but this also represents loans for me. So some of you might actually be, you know, depending on some kind of loan or something, some money coming through anyway, and able to bring this forward. So anyway, but that's the short and sweet sort of answer. And of course, I'll flesh them all out here too, but the Two of Swords, Strength card, Six of Swords, for sure there is some kind of emotional issue that you're still stuck in a bit of a mire about it. So I would say you're kind of at a standstill in regards to that. As I say, I mean, the Ace of Wands could represent something that is, you know, in around a new affair, a new love situation as well. I mean, we could kind of turn it in around, but because I specifically asked for it over here, I feel like a lot of you, or for whoever this resonates for in particular, this is a standstill position in terms of a relationship. So this to me is really some new idea that's coming through. So something you're really excited about, some inspiration is kind of struck here, and you're really motivated to move ahead, to connect with this sense of purpose. But I feel like it's really ignited you. You're really feeling creative this month, and as I say, I mean, it just feels like you're feeling much more alive here in this month. You've got a lot more momentum because this is a doorway that I feel is going to be a successful one for you. Even though you're still at the beginning of it and you're trying to sort of generate some energy and some excitement and you know, really build the dream, you know, make it big enough so that you can really expand it, that kind of thing. This is really where I see you're at. So this is you envisioning the dream, but I do see some practical steps to take it forward in the month of March as well. Page of Pentacles, like I said, I feel like they're in, especially with all the clarifiers, again, I feel like you're still in the stage of, beginning a stage of, you know, where's the money coming from? I'm going to set things up to make some kind of, you know, business plan, that kind of thing is where I see the stage you're at in the month of March. Again, some of you might be a little further along in the path here, but it just overall feels like that is, but where it's headed though with the Six of Pentacles is you are going to get some kind of help. You are going to be able to upgrade this, and it is a really lucrative idea for sure, because we've got the Chariot here. I feel like you're really making some wise moves to do this as well, because the Hermit is a really centered card, as is the High Priestess. You might even be involving someone who is you know, kind of a mystery investor, or someone who is doesn't want to be directly involved with what you're doing, but somehow is in support of it. So however that resonates for you. So the Fool card to me is, again, the card with this particular deck is the Tarot of the Curious Creatures. So the card indicates that this is a card of deja vu. So this is really preparing for adventure and change. Getting on the journey does require more skills, and I do see that that's what's happening here. So it is kind of a new direction to some extent, with the Chariot card further out. But again, with this card, this is all about growth and expansion, and just kind of breaking into this new aspect or new cycle of something that you know, is going to be a bit of a commitment here for sure. But you're still in the excitement phase of it, is what I would say. But it's learning, you know, learning to do something better is really what's happening here. So you're taking it to the next level. And in some ways it feels like it's a brand new experience, you know, but you are definitely ascending upward with the energy here in this month. And I do feel like you have a certain level of preparation, you know. It looks like there is some kind of a plan here for sure. And like I said, I mean, moving into the High Priestess energy is still kind of keeping quiet about what you're doing going forward. And of course, the Hermit does it from a very responsible place, but you're just, you know, kind of in a place of withdrawal to be able to kind of build the dream, so to speak. So I feel like you're contemplating how you're going to be well, as I say, expanding, or at least moving this into the next, you know, realm or domain for you. So however that looks for you, but definitely it is kind of an independent energy. So again, even though it will take people further out to kind of bring this forward, you are relying on them. I feel like right now you're in the space of individually kind of planning your, you know, your journey, and the expectation that's required of you is going to be a little bit more solitary in this month. So, but like I said, you are building it around other investors or other people coming in. So, and as far as, like I said, I mean, in terms of even a new idea, for those of you that are not in a business sense, this could, you know, for you, it would be more along the lines of, you know, some spark of adventure, some spark of new information that's coming through here as well. That is creative for sure, because your creativity is really kind of the forefront of this month. It is the thing that kind of ignites everything for the rest of this period. But again, when we move into that Page of Pentacles, pages are all about things coming through here as well. But the Page of Pentacles is still kind of a young, youthful energy. So could be dealing with another person, could be a child if it is. But either way, it just feels like someone who's kind of a close connection to you, and that you're kind of relying on for something to move ahead here. But the page, as I say, especially in this particular card, with this particular card, it is about self-confidence and security. So again, whatever this prosperous beginning is, it will require some study, some training, or some advancement in that way, enable for you to, you know, kind of get something into this new foundation that you're trying to commit to. And again, once we get into the Three of Pentacles as well, like I said, I mean, that's still an energy of, you know, things moving ahead, but it is through collaboration of sorts here as well. And again, with the Six of Pentacles, you're relying on some kind of financial support to aid you in that situation here as well. Could also be someone teaching you, or some kind of, you know, instructional sort of energy here as well. There is a sense that, you know, you're bringing somebody else in, you know, to teach you something perhaps, or it could be the other way around. This supportive network could be teaching you something. But either way, however that comes through, it's some kind of negotiation or brainstorming that is kind of part of this, you know, skill building and advancement of an idea. So we also have, it's structural support is really how the card depicts it, but it's you being open to learning something new here, and you're interacting with people that are going to be able to upscale you in some way. So definitely really good energy here. And of course, there's a lot of cards of creativity. So not only just the Ace of Wands, but threes, and of course the Six of Pentacles breaking down to three twice here as well. All of that is a strong development in around creative advancement. So we also have the energy of, well, sixes are balanced energy here also. So it does feel like it's going to be something that's in a flow state here. It's going to kind of move very smoothly. I don't see a lot of things that are going to, be obstacles of any sort. Actually, I don't see any obstacle here in moving this idea forward. So it feels like it's really just going to open up for you on some level. It does feel like you are, it can be also, like I say, giving and receiving. Doesn't have to be necessarily money, although that is kind of the feeling I get for whoever this resonates for. Money is somehow a part of it in some big way. Either you're giving the money to somebody's idea or the other way around, but either way, it's some kind of strong collaboration. Like I said, that there's a lot of motion here as well. And it feels like you're opening up to this, to this project, to this idea, to this situation. So again, it's a successful, even though you're still in the early stages of it, the Chariot does speak to this being a very successful path that you're going to be taking on. A lot of energy as well around kind of a, again, not really a naive energy. Again, this feels like very wise, methodical moves. Somebody who's already kind of been in the industry, a lot of willpower to get things done. There's a lot of momentum and growth here, and it definitely is about, I just want to get done what I want to get done. I want to move in the direction I'm moving. You're a little stubborn. It's kind of that card of, I'm going to succeed at all costs here is really what's happening. But again, it's very positive energy, and it's a take charge kind of energy, and you're really choosing the direction that you're heading out here in this month, and probably, like I say, further out, because I feel like the energy is, these are just clarifiers here with the Chariot and so on. So the main energies are that you're just moving into this spark of idea, looking for, who or how can I grow this? What are my supports to, structure around the idea that, is going to move this ahead. Again, for some of you, it could be a scholarly sort of school-oriented thing here as well. But either way, you're upgrading here, and somebody is coming in to assist you. But it's just a little further out in the month probably, or further out into April, because this is really beginning stage energy, so it does take a while to kind of move that ahead. The High Priestess, like I said, it's still energy and around kind of keeping things to yourself. It's not very overt. It's kind of a feminine energy. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're dealing with a woman necessarily, but it's more of a softer sort of energy, even though there's a lot of drive in this read. But it feels like you're just, the passive part of the read, I would say, is really you've got a lot strong ambition to drive things ahead and to really make something happen. Especially with that Fool energy, you just want to jump right in. There's a lot of excitement. But with the High Priestess energy, this is more about, I'm going to take my time to work through the details and to work through its conception. So I'm going to be, and that's more of a passive energy in itself. So especially when it's coupled here with the Hermit, it just feels like there is something that you are really delving deep to be able to connect with deeply. It's something that you really need to, you have a lot on the line, but you also and I don't mean just financially, I mean you have a lot on the line in a personal way. Somehow you're very much, what's the word I'm looking for, connected to it in a identifying kind of way, whatever this is for you. But it is you focusing on, expanding still. So as I said, it's kind of a small fragment of a greater plan is really what it sort of boils down to. Okay, we'll flesh it out just even a little bit more, but right now I'm kind of moving into the energy of the emotional side of things. So for those of you that are kind of dealing with some kind of emotional situation, it looks like things are sort of at a stalemate. Nothing is moving forward. Either both of you have made a decision, or not making a decision rather, but both sitting there, defensive and kind of at a stalemate. Or it could be for some of you that you're just cut off from, emotional situations, because somebody's made some kind of a decision to create some distance here with the Six of Swords. And as well with the Two of Swords, it's a really closed out sort of energy. You're closing things out. But the Strength card does indicate, it's just quiet strength. You're kind of in a place where you're just too proud to want to give in to a situation. So you're just feeling maybe a little bit vulnerable, and yet just in a place where you're just resistant to any kind of anything moving you or budging you on some position. I feel like you are a little bit maybe fearful of being attacked in some way, maybe, and I don't mean that in a physical, harmful way. I just mean that it feels like you are in a place where you're uncompromising, or somebody's uncompromising, because the Two of Swords is that closed off energy. It does speak to being a little bit stuck here. So, somebody's either caught in the middle, or there's just something that is unknown, and so you can't move forward. So it's really about, wanting to, not wanting to be pushed is really what's happening there. So this could be, barriers, this could be some insecurities, worries, whatever it is for you, but it definitely is about just holding your course until you're able to kind of figure things out. And let the walls come down. But the Six of Swords, of course, is still that energy as well of being closed off. But there's usually progress with this kind of energy. So even though things feel like it's stuck at a stalemate, whatever, it's still a card of, taking the time to heal and just kind of, needing to let things go. But this is going to be obviously something a little further out. It's not going to be all resolved in a couple of days. It's something that it's a passage of time. That kind of allows you to work through this and to kind of make a mental shift. The growing pains, it takes to resolve, things that we can't quite understand. So it's really about trying to find ways to accept it when you can't understand something direct. It could be also kind of clinging or holding on to something in the past, not wanting to let something go. Your idea, your position, whatever that is there for you, but it is still a sense of feeling a little bit, stuck by the position you're in, because you can't really transition on entirely, because you're stuck in some middle position here, and you just feel like you're not able to expand emotionally. So I think that's why you're probably focusing on some of this new energy that is allowing you to grow and expand here, on a creative sense. There's, like I said, there's a new spark here. But whatever this plan is further out, we'll figure that out as we go through. But right now it just feels like you're in an energy of not wanting to move something ahead emotionally. And it could also be too that you're just too focused on this other energy over here that you can't really you're not going to be bothered by it either. So when we get to again back to that ace, anything with an ace is the beginning stage of something. Wands are also growth spiritually, so there could be a lot of spiritual ideas. Growth in the spring might also be coming into play here. And again too, when we speak to something about spring or autumn, because we also have the Pentacles energy, and again that's around health and prosperity and all of those things. So it's a really good combination. Lots of fire and action and energy and practical moves and balancing things, and again with the growth and creativity, with the threes and the wands and things expanding. It just feels like there's a lot of group activities, like I said, coming into the month of March. Like I feel like you're being quiet about how you're proceeding forward around this idea, but it still feels like there's a lot of connections that will be coming in March to April sort of range, I would say. A little further out here, but there's balance and harmony while you go through these changes, and it definitely feels like there is some as I say, fast track moves coming in here. So Ace of Wands, again, creative idea, birth of a new, promotion, job for some. If you're looking for a job, it definitely is energy that is available to you to take advantage of and harness. but there's a lot of optimism and enthusiasm that comes through with this kind of a card. So it's you sort of striking out on your own when I see, but with methodical energy here, especially with, you know, like I said, the High Priestess, that's the major arcana. The Fool is my major arcana. So you've got two really good cards here that are very strongly kind of moving you into this new energy. So, and again, once we go into that Six of Pentacles energy as well, still feels like you're getting some help further out, not right quite in that space yet, but it definitely is some kind of assistance that will be coming in through, I would say financial support of some sort for, you know, structuring around that project. But it is definitely something that will aid you, that you can look forward to. So either way, it is going to allow things to flow a little easier here. Like I said, I don't see any energy here that indicates there is parameters or restrictions or anything like that. Three of Pentacles is still a card of going ahead here too, even though you're not quite in that energy yet, but you will be very soon. So as I said, Page of Pentacles, new idea, Three of Pentacles, and Six of Pentacles. It looks like money's coming in from somewhere. That's part of the plan. And then the Three of Pentacles, like I said, and this really speaks to me like loan or money through, you know, whatever source it is. It's definitely something that is other people coming in to kind of, you know, invest in you. So development of phase is really where you're at here. And again, I do feel like there is going to be, you know, the 2.0 is really a new energy around really taking this up to the next level. You know, so you're really establishing a stronger routine, you're establishing a stronger mastery around a skill or something along that line. It definitely feels like there's education involved here, and I definitely feel like you are going to be expecting to have, you're going to have to get clear priorities and commitments and those kinds of things in line here, and able for things to really pay off for sure, because it's just a lot of skills that will be required at this time. Let's see here. Okay, so and then we'll just kind of, no, maybe I'll go down here anyway. So again, back into that level of the Hermit energy. It is still you kind of solitarily making some advancement, thinking out the plan, those kinds of things. You're not really telling everybody what's going on, although you are trying to line everything up this month is what I would say. So you're taking some distance from others, or definitely from relationships for sure, and able to kind of work through the answers to complete the process. It is still energy around even testing things. You might be in that phase of testing things, and again, this is further out than the High Priestess, so you're lining all that information up. But the Hermit indicates that further out here, you're going to be tying up the loose ends, you know, finishing your projects, testing, research and development sort of area is what that would speak to. But there's a lot of energy in this reading. And as well, when we get into that Chariot energy, a lot of drive, a lot of ambition, somebody who's already chosen the direction, they know where they're headed. Not a lot of confusion or anything here. Even in this new direction, you do not seem to have a sense of fear. Could be dealing with a Cancer energy here also. That's coming through very strong, but it is definitely sort of a self-discovery trip. You're very connected to this particular journey, and it's definitely you having a lot of, just a lot of kind of take charge, take off sort of energy, even though it's very quietly sort of manifesting at this point in the month of March. But that'll later convert out into something, you know, I feel that'll probably be more driven because of just the type of energy that's here. Yeah, and again, there's something through this process that is a bit of a self-discovery journey for you. It's very purposeful action that's coming through here. So part of you, like I say, seems to be very strongly connected to the process. I think that's probably it for most of what I've got here for you. Maybe I'll just touch on a little bit of the Two of Swords. Again, for the most part, I think I really did kind of cover that. Two of Swords is that energy of being a little bit more cut off, but I still just want to say that, you know, I think you'll be working through whatever that is, you know, in the further out in the coming months, because you will have to make some kind of a decision to be able to kind of unlock yourself. I mean, you can't stay stuck in that energy indefinite, so otherwise it starts to hold you back. But I definitely feel like you've got a lot on your plate right now. So, and it feels like you don't want to be held down by something that's going to be negative anyway. So Two of Swords is, kind of turning your back to something, until you're ready to deal with it. But, there's a stalemate. There's a level of procrastination around a relationship sort of issue, which might be immobilizing you, like I said, but you'll just kind of take the time it takes to kind of work through that energy. Right now, there's some boundaries up, and you're not really willing to deal with something. So could be blocked emotions here as well. But like I say, I feel you'll be dealing with that further out in the coming months. So, and again, you kind of move into the Six of Swords situation. This is still further out energy because it's clarifying the Two of Swords, but this will be that place where communication will eventually improve. But right now your position is one that's fairly closed off. But still there is a transition here with the Six of Swords. So it is kind of pushing you in a new direction. And again, I still feel like there's some distance from you and whoever the other person might be. It doesn't have to be a love interest, could be just a very significant person in your life. But I feel like somebody has taken some distance here, and could be you or another person, might even be physical distance, as in like changing country kind of distance. I don't know, but there's a significant amount of distance here. Like somebody is really kind of somebody's put some physical distance between the two of you anyway. So that's where I'm going to leave it at that. That's what I've got for you, Scorpio. Keep moving forward, and love to hear what your new idea is. But in the meantime, we will do some cards for you. I might do something for February. I know I kind of jumped it ahead till March, but I'm just trying to get back to things. So anyway, that's what I have for you. Keep moving forward, never give up, and good luck on your new project.